All right, so you're thinking about moving to Jupiter and the surrounding area, and you want the down low. You want to know the good, the bad, the great, the ugly. Well, today I'm sitting with my friends, Dave and Joni Tarplee, who are residents of Palm Beach Gardens, and they're going to tell you everything that you need to know. So stick around. Hi, my name's Andy Johnson. I'm with the Andy Johnson Group over at eXp Realty. And if this is your first time joining us on the channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button below, ring the bell. That way you'll be notified anytime we post new information about Jupiter and the surrounding area. Listen, every day we've got people just like you that want to call Jupiter home, and they're calling us, texting us, emailing us, and we want to hear from you too. But listen, now let's get back to what's really important, and that's you're wanting to come to the area, but you want to know everything you can about Palm Beach Gardens and Jupiter before you do. And so here we are. I've got Dave and Joni sitting with me to tell me all about their experience with the area. So let's dive right in. Can you guys tell us a little bit about you, your family, why you're here, how long you've been here?
Joni?
We've been here 20 years. We came down in 2002. We lived in Indiana for 45 years, raised our family, got the kids through college, and decided we thought we were going to early retire, and come down here. So we rented a home or an apartment for 1 year just to be sure we liked the area. And we decided we did, we bought several homes actually since we've been down here. And this area, particularly the Palm Beach Gardens, because my brother is here and we vacation here.
Awesome, awesome. So when you guys came down, did you know right away that you wanted to be in Palm Beach Gardens, or did you look at other places like Lake Worth or Palm City, or was it kind of you just zoned right into North Palm Beach County?
I would say we kind of zoned in. Joni just mentioned that we moved several times. Mm-hmm. In the 20 years we've been here, we actually moved 6 times.
Oh, wow.
But our city address has always been Palm Beach Gardens. We just never really, even though there's things up north, things down south, and I'm sure there's beautiful places there too, we've always just felt like Palm Beach Gardens was our home. Our daughter, of course, lives here now, Lacey, and we have a son that's up in Orlando. He's been up there. He's in the hotel business, so that kind of works best for him. So it's always kind of been, it's just we've kind of come to find out it's our home.
So it just feels right.
It feels right.
All right, awesome. So, and hey, full disclosure to everyone out there, we've got a wealth of knowledge because this guy used to be a real estate agent himself. So he knows a lot about the area and the different neighborhoods, which is why I thought it'd be such a great opportunity to sit down with him. He, thank goodness, retired, so the rest of us would be able to do a little bit of business. But all right, so tell us, since you guys have been here for such a significant amount of time, what are your favorite things now, and have they shifted? What are your favorite things now? What were your favorite things then? What do you really like about being here?
Well, one thing for me, I feel like it's easy in Palm Beach Gardens and Jupiter area to maneuver around. For me, traffic-wise, I've always felt safe. I feel free to walk the neighborhood and stuff like that. But safety and ease of travel around, because it's basically pretty much a big square from east to west, to the beach to the west side. So for me, that was big. And we were from a little town that owned Walmart was our mall. So it was nice to have the shopping and all that so close, and theaters. The Kravis is just in West Palm. Mm-hmm. I love theater and stuff like that. The Maltz is in Jupiter. Excellent places to go for things like that. Movie theaters 5 minutes from us. Libraries 5 minutes from us. The mall's 5 minutes from us. We're in a key location.
Yeah.
Where we are.
Yeah, I think too, we've really seen the growth in the last 20 years.
Heck yeah.
When we first moved here, if you really wanted to be entertained, you probably had to go down to West Palm, down to that area. But over the past 20 years, I mean, the Gardens Mall is probably one of the most beautiful malls in South Florida, and it was here. But since then, things have kind of moved out west, but still very close.
Mm-hmm.
The main artery here is PGA Avenue. Now you have downtown at the Gardens. You have Midtown. You have the PGA Commons.
Of course, yeah.
And actually, PGA National Resort is right down the road. So it's really grown as far as restaurants and things. And like I say, it's really location, I think, is really the driver for us to.
It's the beach. I love
Yeah.
the beach.
Yeah, and we talked about that before on some other videos as far as how nice it is here, where, compared to family down in Boca, Fort Lauderdale, whatever, parking is hard, not to mention it costs you $20 a day or more, where here you can just, most of the time, I mean, you can go find parking, and it's pretty easy. But you guys said something, and I'm just curious on your opinion, because I know people that have lived here, that we've helped, that have ended up going farther north to Palm City, Port St. Lucie, wherever, because they feel like Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens is getting more crowded with more people. How do you guys, do you still like the pace of life here versus farther north? You think, obviously you're still here, but what's your take compared to, when you first came?
Well, it's definitely busier during certain seasons. And you could tell that with the traffic and things like that. But I know it's probably cost effective maybe to go a little further up north. You can buy a little bit more for your money. But for me, just the beauty of Palm Beach Gardens and Jupiter, the safety, all of it outweighs.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't seem, even though, like say, when we moved here, I think there was something like the population of Palm Beach Gardens was like 37,000 people. Now it's almost 60,000.
Right.
In 20 years, that's a lot of growth. It's almost 60%. But it still doesn't feel real dense.
Right.
I don't know. Yes, if you go out right at 5 o'clock and hope to get into one of the better restaurants, it's going to be tough parking, tough crowd. There's a crowd.
Yeah.
Because all this new development also brings a lot of people from the south and the north into our city. So, but as a homeowner, and if you've been in the area for a while, you just learn best times, when to get reservations, when not. It's it's a learning process, but it's like I said, it really doesn't feel like the population is that dense.
Right. Yeah, I think that's very true. Okay, so then, of course, we have to ask, what are your least favorite things or least favorite thing about the area?
Well, it's a tough one, but I would have to say parking sometimes can be, a kind of an issue, depending on the time of day and such. Again, you learn those times.
Right.
You know what roads to or streets to avoid.
Don't go to Costco on Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Don't go to Costco ever.
Yeah. But it's just it's, I guess, the parking, maybe traffic. Joni says she still feels pretty safe driving on these roads. She's not one to hop on 95 and take off like a lot of us. But I think there are times where some of the main roads, like North Lake, PGA Avenue, can be pretty busy. I guess if you had to say something to somebody moving in the area, we don't have what I call in the business that you're in too, is affordable housing. It's getting tougher. And especially with today's, raise in interest rates, the median home price, I think I read something the other day, right now is around $600,000. 5 years ago, that median home price was around $320,000.
Right.
Plus the increase in inflation. So right now, buying a home in this area is a pretty tough ticket. But you mentioned Port St. Lucie and some of these areas. When I was in real estate, we had that same thing, that same growth around 2008. A lot of I've taken a lot of my clients up north to Port St. Lucie in those areas, because you could buy a lot of your home for the money. But then once the home started coming down, it's a market. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Right now, it's actually coming down, even though I heard it was still 2% raise this last year. Those people that moved to Fort St. Lucie, you'll see them wanting to come back to Palm Beach Gardens.
Yeah, for sure.
But even Port St. Lucie, even though the houses there, I feel it's more dense.
Yeah.
The population. Their road structure is getting better as far as that, but they still have a lot of problems in that area because the growth was so fast.
Yeah.
But I guess that would, the housing cost, certain times of day, parking can be a little tough.
Definitely.
But I mean, I guess that's what I feel.
Sure.
Is maybe the cons.
I don't know. There's not too much I don't like. It's beautiful. I mean, it truly
It
is.
is
It's
a
beautiful.
beautiful
The weather, you can't. I mean, my family's all up north, freezing to death, and we have 80-degree weather. So. When we weren't used to that because we had. I miss the seasons, but I don't miss the snow and the
Right.
freezing cold.
Yeah, you missed the season for like 2 days, like right around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then you're glad you're in 70-degree
the
weather
fall.
again. Right.
Yeah,
But-
and the city government has done a good job here,
Yeah.
and they still continue to do a good job. A lot of people tell me, I see no signs in the area, like
Right.
big billboards and such. And of course, they had city ordinance that can't be over 6 feet, and then you have,
Right.
to have the little bronze statues, and they've just done a real nice job of keeping it very, very pretty, vegetation up.
It's gorgeous.
It's just a gorgeous area.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you drive down like the PGA corridor and just through the area, and I mean, it's just very well kept. It's very clean. I'm obviously from the Midwest as well, and it's just not. It's not what it looked like there. So, okay, so then, and you may have already covered it. If you did, that's okay. But do you wish, either one of you, is there anything you wish somebody would have told you before you came here, or that they, since you already had family here, that they did tell you that you thought was super important, that you want to share with someone before they came, other than what you've already said?
Well, we thought we were going to retire, like early retire.
Yeah.
And it didn't take us very long to realize that we both needed to get jobs.
And I remember the first house we looked at.
Yeah, the first house we looked at.
And of course, we wanted what everybody wants. You want the pier on the water and the intercoastal,
Yeah.
and able to get to the ocean and everything. If you get a boat, or don't get a boat, So I remember the first open house we went to, and I looked at the flyer on the table, and this wasn't a real big house.
Yeah.
It was just
But-
a little ranch on the intercoast.
Little ranch on the intercoastal, and I looked at the flyer on the table, and I told my poor wife Joni, I said, "We're not going to be living on the water," and we both got to go back to work.
But you did, and you guys still found some great options that you really ended up liking. So, and that's fair. I mean, I think we do know, obviously, you pay to be here. I mean, there are 100% less expensive places that you can go to and find homes in South Florida if it's just about being in Florida. But there's a reason, that people come to Jupiter and Gardens. So I think that's super fair. So, even where I was from is a little bit larger than that, and we're gonna have other people that are, coming from smaller areas. Did you guys find it at all, and this kind of circling back, at all like overwhelming to come from, a smaller place, less traffic, less options? You probably know way more people, and let's face it, I mean, honestly, there's gonna be less cultures there. And then coming here where, you have a lot more people, a lot more traffic, a lot more choices. How was that transition for you?
For me, because I worked out in the public the whole time,
Yeah.
I found the diversity of cultures amazing.
Yeah.
I really did. I learned a lot about different people, different backgrounds, personalities. To me that was gratifying.
Mhm.
I really liked that. I didn't really have any trouble with that.
So super
I
smooth
thought-
for both of you.
Yeah.
Most people relocate for certain reasons.
Right.
Retirement, one. He wasn't really retired. Relocation due to work. And we kind of come by. And 20 years ago, you can't Google everything.
Right.
Today, people have more opportunities to
Yeah.
learn through the internet and such.
YouTube videos.
YouTube videos. But it's just back then we didn't really research it that much.
No.
Yeah.
She had, of course, she mentioned she had her brother who lived here, so we'd been in the area a couple of times. and always thought maybe we'd like the place here at some point in our life. But the company I was with for 30 years, it shut down, and she was in the beauty business, she sold her part of the business, and all of a sudden we had no jobs, and it was we just looked at each other and said, the kids were finishing up college at the time, and they really didn't have a small town like Greensburg, Indiana. There was no place for our son to come back and really get into the hotel business.
Yeah.
So we knew he was probably going to, and he was looking at this area at the same time. So all that kind of got us down here. But I would say after the first 6 months, if somebody would have said, Dave, you want to go back? I probably would have said, yeah, sign me up for that, because it was quite a little more shock for me than it was for her.
So how long do you think it took till you felt like that shock?
Oh yeah, when you finally get a job and you start to,
and he liked his
and I really liked my position, and then all of a sudden you're kind of in that same mode that you were back in Indiana. Now you're starting to feel all the other things.
Yeah.
The beautiful weather. The average temperature here year round is something like 64 degrees. That includes those 40-degree days it's very seldom have. Yeah, it gets hot here in the summer, but it gets hot up in Indiana in the summer too.
Absolutely.
But it's just all of a sudden you just get really familiar with it. Of course, when the kids both moved here, that helped as well.
Of course.
So it's after 20 years now, this almost feels like home.
Yeah. I think you guys came from the Midwest. I said I did too. So I'm curious, just in your opinion, because I think this is a big one for people that aren't used to them, and that's hurricanes, right? So I like to touch on and get people's different opinions. Do they worry you now? And I'm going to give you two parts of that. When a hurricane is coming, or we have that, what is your guys' reaction to it? What do you do?
Well, first I have to say what happened originally, because we lived in a quad at the time we experienced our first two hurricanes, and
which was in 2004 and 2005. I think Francis and Jean.
Yeah. So we, not knowing anything about it, we didn't have any hurricane shutters or anything, so we of course had to get all the plywood and everything put up. I literally took down everything in my house and packed it, china cabinet, everything.
It was all in the corner of the house.
Everything was in a box. And then we were just like, really? That was pretty crazy. So now it's like we have the hurricane shutters that wrap all the way around. We had them in East Point too, which it makes you. It's a sense of safe.
Of course.
Feeling safe. We've never left the area. We've always felt pretty safe in our home. It's a worry. I won't lie about it, but it's
And it's pretty amazing today versus, like I said, again, 20 years ago when we first moved here. But then, of course it was on the news back then too. But today, I mean, sometimes they call it the best thing and the worst thing. You get this like 2-week notice.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, today's technology, they do such a great job letting you know about these hurricanes. It's just really amazing to me how close they can actually pinpoint it as that path continues towards the area. But the worst part is you have that anxiety for a couple of weeks, but that's time to prepare. The good thing is the last really hurricane that I remember was 2005. That was Wilma, and we haven't had another hurricane since I think the last one that really caused some trouble around here, as far as not catastrophic, but just vegetation killer and such, was 2017.
Yeah.
So the good thing is, even though we have threats, we haven't really
been really lucky. Like just a very minor damage, they've come up and shifted the other way, which happens a lot. So
just find some wood without going.
Right, you get way more notice than you do when a tornado's coming, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, so a couple more questions. This is one thing, and you guys said you always come here, you always love it here, but I'm curious. if you're gonna live in somewhere, South Florida or Treasure Coast, but it wasn't gonna be Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter, and I mean North Palm, Juneau, all those, so kind of North Palm Beach County. If you're gonna go somewhere else, in kind of just general, where would you go?
In this area.
In Florida.
Yeah.
Period. Well, my parents lived for a good while over on Treasure Island on the golf course.
Yeah.
On Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that area too.
Awesome.
So I probably would choose St. Pete, Treasure Island, that area.
Okay.
I don't think I'd go.
And you're going with her because she's going there.
We've been married 47 years. So
Yeah, your opinion really doesn't matter in this,
it
honestly.
really does. You've been in real estate. Who do we really talk to? It's the wives, right?
It's the boss.
The guys are there, but the wives are the ones we concentrate on.
Awesome. Well, I mean, you guys have given such good information. I mean, and there may or may not be. I think the only other thing I have to ask you is, I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to say about the area, or just in general, or you think you've hit all the bases?
Just summarize it like this: it's a really unique and great place to live, work, and play.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Well, I appreciate your guys' time so much. Thank you. There you go. And that it doesn't get any more truthful than that after this long, especially. And listen, it truly is a great place to live, work, and play. We love it here. My team loves it here. And we'd love to help you find the right home for you in this area. So if you have any questions about Palm Beach Gardens or Jupiter, I will give you both of their phone numbers. They love calls in the middle of the night. No, we can help guide you to exactly what you want to find to make this your paradise. So thank you so much for watching the video. Joni and Dave, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And,
Andy.
I've known this guy a little while, and if you're actually looking to purchase a home or sell a home, he's not a bad guy to give a call.
I had to pay for that part.
Yeah. Hey,